What you guys, got another video here for you on how to stop Windows updates from breaking your PC. Now we all know that Windows updates sometimes break your operating system, and in this video I'm going to show you how to stop that from happening. So we all know that lately Microsoft have released an update that fails to install and causes an error. Some people have had issues where it's broken their PC, and you can see it trying to come down here, and sometimes what happens is you'll get an error code coming up on your system. And this is due to the actual recovery partition being too small for the patch to actually patch the system properly. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how you can stop this from causing an error. So you'll be able to wait for Microsoft to release a fix for it. And then basically you will then be able to re-enable this quickly without causing yourself any problems. The file that I'm going to show you where to download is called wus-hide.dialgcab. Now this is a file that is created by Microsoft. It doesn't install on the PC, but it's on Microsoft's website, and I'll leave a link for it in the video description. But Microsoft don't seem to want to push this tool anymore, but it's still a very good tool for basically hiding unwanted Windows updates that are causing problems with your system. So maybe you got an issue with Windows updates, and if you have and you want to stop that temporarily, you can hide it with this tool. So you can see that the actual update is starting to come down here, and what you would do is quickly open up the program and then run it. So let's go ahead and open this up. You can see it's called Show or Hide Updates. It's going to detect problems. This can take a bit of time to determine on what type of update it is. And when you get to this one, it will say updates improve security and performance of your computer. But if an update isn't working, you can temporarily hide it. Windows will not install this update automatically, and you can hide it by using the hide updates. Once you hide updates, you'll be able to look at them and with the show hide updates feature, which is just below it. So I'm going to quickly do the hide updates and I'll show you how to do it. So click on hide updates. This will then give you the update that was coming down. We're going to check mark this. Of course, you're going to be working a lot faster than this. I'm just going through to show you exactly what to do. It will say resolving problems, and it will then hide that particular update and stop that update from coming down and being installed on your computer, causing errors. So you can see here the troubleshooter made some changes to the system, and it says try attempting the task you were trying before. So we're not going to be installing this. We've now got this on hide mode, and that means that basically this is not going to be installed on the system. And this is important because if you're having issues, then obviously it's going to keep giving you an error, and we don't want that. So this is the easiest and simplest solution to fixing the issue, rather than going through a very risky process of repartitioning the recovery partition, which can go wrong if you don't know what you're doing. And that was why I had the title Breaking Your PC, because a lot of people will go through that process and end up deleting the wrong partition and probably end up losing all their data or making the system non-bootable. So when we check for updates here now, you can see that the update is working properly, but it's not being installed anymore because we have it in Show Hidden Updates area. This is where it is right here on the right hand side. So the updates will still work. It's just not going to install that particular update until I release it. Now, of course, you can pause updates, but unfortunately that only works for 7 days by default. So let's go ahead and open up the Show or Hide Updates program again. And this time we're going to release that update from the Hide Updates option so we can then reinstall that update. Assuming, let's say, that Microsoft have now fixed the update, we can now release it and install it on our PC, which is recommended because it is a security update and it does need to be patched. But it's no good trying to install something that don't install. You can do this to fix the issue. So let me go ahead and show you now what we're going to do. We're going to release this update, and I'll show you basically that it will install once we release it. So now we've got it in this position right here, which is on hide mode. So we're going to check mark this on Show Hidden Updates. Click Next, and this will resolve some problems. It's going to reverse the cycle that we did, which is hide that update, and it's now going to make that update available for us to be able to be installed on our system when Microsoft release a proper fix for that particular update. So let's go ahead and carry on and do this. It's going to resolve a problem for a while. Let it do its thing. It does take a bit of time. And once that's done, it should clear that hide updates that we had on this system. You can see now that it's now telling me that the troubleshooter has basically completed and it's now been fixed. And we can now go ahead and click on check for updates again. So let's go ahead and do that right now and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and open the program up one more time just to show you that the actual hide updates has now been cleared. It's going to detect a few problems here. And there we go. We don't have any show updates anymore because we've removed it. And now that update is now coming straight down the pipe to our PC after Microsoft released the fix for it. It's that simple. None of this repartitioning your recovery partition, which could go wrong. Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't resize your recovery partition for people that know how to do it. And again, if you want to see a video on that, I will make that video for you tomorrow to show you how to resize your partition properly without losing any data using the Microsoft recommended tutorial. And I'll show you how to do that for people that do actually want to do it, that don't understand how it works. So you can see the update is now coming down and it hopefully will install on the system once Microsoft released a fix for it. Now, what is all the palaver about? Why is this causing such a problem? Well, it's the actual recovery partition, which you can see on the right-hand side. I see a few people in the comments section suggesting that they installed this update without any problem and they don't know what all the big deal is. Well, that's because your recovery partition is big enough to accept the update and the patch, and it's allowed it to install. Just like this one is here. It's allowed to install on this one because the recovery partition is big enough. Now, some people might not have a big enough recovery partition, and if that's the case, that's when you'll get the error code. So hopefully that answers the question why you managed to get this update installed on your PC without any problems or any errors, and that's because your recovery partition is big enough to allow the download of that update and install on your system. Now, we do know that the Windows Recovery Environment update for Windows 10 version 21H2 and 22H2 January 9th, 2024, they listed it on here and they can tell you exactly what happened. You get that error install failure and it explains exactly why this is happening. I did mention this in the video yesterday, but some people seem to probably gloss over that a little bit and miss it. But there is also a manual install on resizing your partitions, and I don't think people realize the danger of doing this, hence why I said it will break your PC. Because if you did this and did it wrong, you will end up, either deleting partitions that you shouldn't delete or bricking your system and it won't boot. And this is quite a difficult thing because they are telling you to delete the original recovery partition and create a new one. Now, if you select the wrong partition and click the delete key, what's going to happen is you will end up deleting the wrong partition, and this could be your C drive, and you will end up losing all your data. So this is why I don't recommend doing this option, because this is quite an in-depth tutorial, and I'll show you how to do it in tomorrow's video if you want to learn how to repartition it using this method, using disk part and things like that. I will show you how to do it tomorrow in tomorrow's video if you want to be able to get this installed on your system rather than using the hide method, which is what I recommend you do if you're not familiar using the command prompt. Other than that, that is how you can hide Windows updates and stop them installing on your PC if they are causing problems. On Windows 10 and Windows 11, it works on both of those operating systems. So you only need to worry about this on Windows 10 because it's only Windows 10 that this is affecting. Anyway, with that said, I think that's going to be about it. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support and I'll catch you in the very next video. Bye for now.